Alrighty, here we go. We are going to move on now. We've already done the video for equations 1. I want you to look right here on your classwork tab. I want you to notice that it skips from 1 to 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2 is here. It's because I accidentally did the worksheets in the wrong order. So we're going to go from 1 to 3. We're going to do 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then we're going to do 2 all by itself later on. So we're going to start with equations 3. Let's go here to equations 3. We're going to preview that worksheet. All right, on these, all you are doing is isolating your variable. That would be your O or your T or your M or your F. We're going to isolate those on one side of the equation, and that should help you solve your equation. So right here, we have 0 equals O plus a negative 8. We have 0 equals O plus a negative 8. Okay? Now, don't let this confuse you because whenever, here, let me get rid of our highlighting here. Whenever you see something like this, ordinarily they will put something like this in parentheses here so that you can see it, or they will just write it as 0 equals O minus 8. They won't even put that plus sign in there. All right, so 0 equals O. There we go, minus 8. All right, so if we want our O to be by itself. Please don't get these confused. This is an O and this is a 0. Well, if we want this O to be all by itself, we have to get rid of this minus 8. So to get rid of a minus 8, we were going to have to say minus 8, and then we have to add an 8 to it. Now, we also have to do it to this side. All right, so we would have to add 8 to both sides. So over here, we will have 8 equals, well, with negative 8 plus 8, that all goes away, and there's our O. All right, it's an O. Now, remember I said when you write your answers, it's good math grammar to say 0 equals 8. Oh, I'm sorry. O equals 8. And mine just capitalizes it, so I have to go back and do it. So over here, you're going to type in O equals 8. And keep in mind, you've got to type an O, not a 0. All right, so let's look at number 2. We have t plus a negative 4, t plus minus 4 equals negative 11. All right, well, let's rewrite that so it's not confusing to us. T minus 4, remember, we don't need that right there, equals negative 11. All right, we want to get that t all by itself. So we have a t minus 4 over here. So in order to get rid of that minus 4, we have to plus 4. So t minus 4 plus 4 equals negative 11. And what do we have to do over here? Well, we added 4 on the other side. So we have to add 4 over here. So then we would have t, and the negative 4 plus 4 becomes a 0. So we have equals. We have negative 11 plus 4. Well, negative 11 plus 4 would leave us with negative 7. And then we would just come right over here and we would say t equals negative 7. Just like that. All right, let's do this one right here. No, I don't want to do that one. Let's just do one that's a little more simple. Let's look at number 5. We have d plus 9 equals 12. Just so you can see this, d plus 9 equals 12. This one's going to be a little more simple. Well, we added 9 to this side. So in order to make it go away, we would subtract 9. Well, 9 minus 9 is going to leave us 0, so we're just going to have D left on this side. And then we have a 12 that we have to subtract 9 from as well. And 12 minus 9 will give you 3. So we're going to say D equals 3. All right, these are fairly straightforward. Again, this one is equations 3. Let's take a look at equations 4, and we'll kind of put these together. All right, this time you've already kind of got things isolated, but you're going to have to be careful with your multiplication and division. Let's look at this one. 6z equals negative 54. Well, remember that a number right beside another one means to multiply. So in order to do the opposite and get rid of it, we would divide. So 6z divided by 6 is equals to negative 54 divided by 6. Well, 6z divided by 6 would leave you with z, and negative 54 divided by 6 will leave you with negative 9. All right, let's look at this one. All right, we have 5 times c equals negative 50. Well, remember we're multiplying, so we got to divide. So if we divide that by 5, 5c divided by 5, you'd be left with a c, and then that's going to be equal to negative 50 divided by 5. And that would leave us with a negative 10. All right, my dogs are getting upset. They're really wanting to go outside and play, but it's cold and snowy and they can't. I know. I always tell them how you feel. It's okay. Shh. All right. On the next one, you have negative 2 times x. And again, you're multiplying, so you have to divide. Negative 2 divided by a negative 2, x will leave you with, I'm sorry, negative 2x divided by negative 2 will leave you with an x, just an x. And that's equal to negative 2 over here divided by negative 2. So that would leave you with 1. All right, you're going to work through some more of these like that. And that is equations 4. So let's take a look at equations 5. These are going to look a little bit different, but that's okay. All right. Here we go. We're going to move on a little bit down here. All right. We have 8 plus 2 over z equals 10. Well, remember what we said we had to do to get rid of a number on this side. If this is an 8 and it's been added, it's positive, we need to subtract it. So 8 minus 8 would leave us with a 0 over there, plus 2 over z. So we would have 2 over z. And then we have this 10 that we would also, we took away 8 over here. So we're going to have to take away 8 over here. So 10 minus 8 equals 2. 10 minus 8 would equal 2. All right. Now, you have divided, you've multiplied. Okay. I want to come up with a really easy way to explain this to you. All right. So 2 divided by what will give you 2 is one way you can do that. Well, 2 divided by 1 will give you 2, right? Because 2 over 1 is the same as 2. So that one was kind of easy for you. So we're going to put that z equals 1 right here. All right, on the next one right here, though, 9 times x is equal to 9. All right, well, you're multiplying, so in order to do the opposite, you're going to divide. 9 times x divided by 9 will leave you with just an x. All right, and then 9 divided by that same 9 will leave you with a 1. All right, I want to do another one like the first one. So we're going to say 2 over v plus 7 equals 9. Well, we have plus 7 on this side, so we have to subtract 7. So 7 minus 7 leaves us with 0 over here. So we would have 2 over V equals, all right, and then we subtracted 7 here, so we have to subtract 7 from here. 9 minus 7 gives you 2. Well, again, what did we say? 2 divided by what will leave you with 2? Well, 2 divided by 1 will leave you with 2. So V equals 1. And we're going to make that another lowercase right here. V equals 1. So we're going to say V is equal to 1. All right. Let's do another. I'm going to let you do these on your own, but we're going to take a look at number 7 just to be sure here. All right, we have V divided by 5 equals 7. All right. Now, if we're dividing by this, in order to make it go away, we're going to multiply. So if we multiply 5 times V over 5, the 5's cancel out, and you are left with just a V. And that's going to equal to, well, we had to multiply it times 5, so we're going to multiply this times 5 as well. And 7 times 5 is 35. So you're going to come right over here and you're going to say V equals 35. All right. I want to look at one of these like this. Let's look at number 13. Number 13. All right, we have 6 over C equals 2. We're dividing by C. And what did we say is the opposite of dividing? Well, if we're dividing, the opposite is multiplying. So I want to show you this one because you may not always be able to just go 6 divided by what gives me 2. All right, so we're going to say 6 divided by C equals 2. All right. Now remember, over here we were dividing by C. So if we say C times 6 divided by C equals 2. Now, we multiplied times C on the one side. So we're going to have to multiply the 2 times C as well. All right, let's see what happens when we do this. Well, this C right here, because it's multiplying over this one right here, that's going to make those go away. So you're going to be left with 6 equals 2C. All right, well, we just kind of moved it around, but that's okay. Now, in order to get rid of this, we would divide by 2. We would have to divide both sides by 2. 6 divided by 2 will give you 3. 2C divided by 2 will leave you with C. And when you go over here to write your answer, you're going to write C equals 3. All right. Now, I know that those are a little bit more to wrap your head around, but that's okay. You're going to be fine. You're going to be able to do this. Let's do number 15, just to give you an extra one here. All right, so we have 24 over B equals 4. Now, remember, we divided by B, so we're going to multiply by B. B times Ace. I know you're not enjoying the math, but shh. 24B equals 4. Ace, shh. I know. I'm almost done. I'm going to take you out. All right, so the 2 B's will cancel out again. Just like that, they're going to go away. All right, and then you're going to be left. Now, remember, you multiplied times that, because you got to multiply times that over here too. And you're going to be left with 24 equals 4 times B. Now, remember, we have to divide both sides by 4. 24 divided by 4 is 6. And 4B divided by 4 will leave us with B. So, right here, we're going to say B equals 6. All right. So that, my friends, gets you through equations 5. We're going to look at equation 6. We're going to look at equation 6 this time. We'll get that to come up. All right, equation 6 is pretty much the same as what you've already seen. So you're going to have to work through these. Remember, if you have a minus and negative, that becomes a plus. So you would have b plus 5 equals 13. Well, if you added 5, you subtract 5. So b equals whatever 13 minus 5 is. So b equals 8. These other problems work the same as what you've already seen. So I want you to try these on your own. Do one of these at a time. Start with equations 2. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. With equations 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, you're going to start with those. We've already done equations 1 together, and I'm going to make a separate video for equations 2. Do one of these at a time. If you have problems with it or you see that you're not getting things correct, let me know and I'll reset it for you. All right, so I want you to try these on your own. And I'm going to stop this video right here.